Well, what do we have here then? Oh, a lot of stuff that I haven't covered yet, apparently. And I wasn't quick enough, so I have had to gather screenshots from Walton News, an Instagram and Twitch streamer account, and I couldn't have done this without them, so I'm going to immediately put their link in the description. Sometimes I'm kind of bad at that, I won't even fucking lie, and I'm sorry about that, but I will actually do it this time, because if it wasn't for them, I would have been able to find the older versions of said pages, you know what I'm saying. So, but here we are again. This is so Jack Walton has again gotten an update, a few, and there's a lot to talk about, and I'm not even gonna say this time like, oh, it might be a shorter video. I don't fucking know anymore. Okay, however long it's going to be is however long it's going to be. So let's just cut to the chase and get right to it. So this was literally a day ago, as like at the time I'm recording this. Like this was something from a day ago, you know. So the fucking page changed from what my previous video was to this, and the text on it reads, "Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the room, and he took every present." That is actually a Grinch quote, and this is probably because Martin has an obsession with the Grinch, but it could also be like something that we could be listening to in the upcoming installment with Sophie, Ed, and Molly, maybe. You'll see why. Sophie is the most important character in this video. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that right now. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, the rabbit hole that we are going to find ourselves in pretty soon, because holy shit, there's just so much to talk about this time around. So yeah, nothing's really changed, but this is the current page right now, and there's some new images, and there's even we got ourselves this.
What's that I see? A bored family over there? Turn that frown upside down, because the showstoppers are coming to town. Bond's Burgers, an all-new entertainment center, guarantees excitement for all. But don't take it from me, take it from this guy.
Oh, Boozoo, I love you.
28th on 8262 Cross Street.
Look for the Gummy Bear Stores album and stores on November 30th.
Sweat and tears to provide state-of-the-art entertainment, games, and the best quality food. Bond and his gang are the biggest, most advanced restaurant in Livingston County. But don't take it from me, take it from the big man himself, Bond the Rabbit.
The most fun place in town. I've really outdone myself with this one. I don't even know where to be.
Oh, it's 20 arcade games! Don't thinking the poker maze? A wonderful magical music show for the entire family! Fun, magic, laugh, joy, and oh, don't forget those delicious freshly cooked hamburgers. So good! Only sold right here. So come on.
All right, we get it. So come on down to Bond's Burgers, opening this Friday.
He's like, all right, I get it. Jeez, it's fucking funny. So I think this was some VA, probably Kyle, who voices Boozoo in this commercial and is the voice actor for Boozoo in general, released this commercial. But now it's on the website, which is really cool. Not much has changed other than that. Other than this is the current page as of right now. So interesting, huh? If we go to meet Bond, he's back. He's back, and he's ready to fuck people up, bro. I also love the implication that, like, his nose is so fucking skinny I don't know why. That's kind of fucking funny to me. And yeah, this was a place for kids. With a face like that, how could you not assume so? It's kind of self-explanatory. He wanders, much like FNAF. I feel like this is a kind of a big FNAF reference as well. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I love FNAF, and I'm excited for the movie. I'm a big movie guy, so seeing FNAF being turned into a movie will be interesting. I just wonder how they're gonna play around with the lore. But anyways, I digress. Not much has changed here. He's just back again. But here's some stuff that that is gonna get really interesting. We go to findjackwalton.com/BT scene, behind the scenes. If this is copyrighted, it probably is. But I'll just mute it in editing. Making of the Walton Files. So this is pretty much a lot of Bunny Farm stuff. And here's a video that I haven't seen yet.
Why not me? I've worked so hard. Nobody knows.
Yeah, Bon. Yeah, this is probably copyrighted. Yeah, I'm probably going to mute this just to be absolutely safe. And look, it's the Bunny Farm Doodles of Ed and Molly. So did anybody like the chicken? I thought it was great, as they're fucking dead. It's funny. And then we get some unused stuff for, the whole map for, oh, look, Ed and Molly right there. You see that? Then we have the full screen version of, all the fucked up versions of the animatronics. And apparently the Felix crying scene from Bunny Farm was actually a mask. So let's see. Let's see how that... Yo. That is so sick. That is a really creative way to show agony and dread. And here's Rosemary freaking out. Okay, that's just the gif of her freaking out, I guess. It's the same one. I'm pretty sure it's the same one from Bunny Farm. And here's a very charming N64, I should say Sonic the Fighter style model of Bon. And then we got some character designs for Bon, Shaw, Vuzu, and Pete the Hippo. Anyways. Don't mind me. Apples. Shut the fuck up. Yep. And this is Bon playing tic-tac-toe with Billy. Then we have Ed and Molly with Rocket, of course. And a dog is taking up the cage, which is really cute. Here's also Ashley Parks. God rest everyone's soul. Also, the dog being here, like, the fact that it's just taking over this cage means that the Walton Files 4 is coming. It's coming, dude. Here's an old icon for Bunny Farm. An unused Banny thing. Cyberfun tech model. Probably something that may be used in 4. Or maybe was a blueprint for it. So we got the head, the legs, the arms. Cyberfun tech endoskeletons are very strange to me. Because they're like tan on the inside. Like there's like carbon fiber shit going on. and an absolute adorable picture of younger Sophie. Oh, but you guys don't even know, okay? So, we also find out through this image that her outfit from that one teaser image of her looking like you can see her chin is visible and also her clothes, but it's in black and white. The dress was like this was originally, and it actually did have color. I mean, I would have assumed so because it was black and white, but I digress anyways. That's also a cool correlation, like the fact that like she has now been like she is now black and white because she's starting to forget all of like her past life, and we start to learn some stuff about her past life. And here's Martin, of course, doodling Bond from the side, fucking pointy ass nose. Why your nose so fucking big? And then here's Show Bear flipping everyone off. And here's a high resolution image of guilty Felix. And here is an amazing artwork by Martin of Guilty, the video. Again, this is an absolutely amazing piece. I can't remember which Twitter user it was, but someone drew like a 1982 version of Felix, and like that person thought that like his glasses fucking like were drilled into his nose because of the car crash. So I guess that isn't a thing. I guess his nose is fine. It's his head and his mouth that kind of got some minor lacerations. So that's interesting. I like, this is an amazing like doodle here. I really, really love it. And he's got a bunch of crap and alcohol and like soda and papers. I wonder what the papers are for. That's interesting. So here's an unused segment for Rocket. Well, it's not unused. You do end up following him. Here's Charles once again. Here's Bond and Shaw. Done with fucking Banny's shit. I'm so tired of your shit, Banny. Fucking shut the fuck up for once in your life. God. Also, a commenter of mine said I should tone down the F-bombs. I will do so slightly. So sorry if I ever get like too cussy. I don't know, it's a fun word to say, I guess. I'm an adult. I promise. And here's a doodle version of the final scene from Bunny Farm. And probably, when I'm about to scroll down, is probably the most interesting picture of Jack Walton that we have ever seen thus far. Look at this. It is the one image that we have ever seen, besides in the first Walton Files, that actually doesn't have him smiling. There's sinister undertones to every single other image of him, but he's smiling. This is the first one that has a sinister undertone, in which he actually like looks like a fucking corpse and also simultaneously pissed off at the same time. I'm very concerned about that. Like this, I don't think I'm giving credit where credit is due, because like this is literally the first time in a very long time that we have ever seen Jack remotely express any other emotion other than glee. So, yeah, that's just something to know. I don't know if this image is going to be used in 4 or any other future installments, since this is a behind-the-scenes type thing. But it's interesting to think about. And we got some sprites of Holly, Banny, Bond, Shaw, Billy, Uzu. Pretty sure this is... I feel like I've seen this frame before somewhere. Probably in the first or second Walton Files or something. Here's a map of the school. In fucking Felix's creepy ass. Can't believe the school had a fucking bar. What kind of literally what kind of school has a bar? Like, I know it was an event and everything. He might have brought his own liquor or hard alcohol or something. But no, that like it literally looks like a full ass bar is down there. So I don't know. I hope that's one of the many things that gets clarified. I mean, it could be possible. I don't know though. Bunny Farm 2.0. Fourth time. Slight change in face by the third time. Fourth time. Oh, is this when Martin's computer just shat itself and destroyed all of Bunny Farm and he had to remake everything? Oh. Oh, I haven't seen these. I hate him. I hate him. Is that Ed and Molly talking about Felix or Jack? Ooh, the plot thickens. And here's on. I'm going to print that out as a sticker. And here's Brian without an arm. And here's the mysterious Shadow Man that Martin has drawn. Also, the program he uses, I'm pretty sure is Ibis Paint because I literally have the same brush that I use for my art sometimes. Here's Jack Walton giving a thumbs up. Pretty sick, bruv. He's happy. He's like, oh yeah, our business is popping off. And here's the first scenes of, you know, I've just the scene where Jack asks Felix to pick Ed and Molly up and drop them off at the school, or go with them. I can't remember. Oh shit! Is this Rose's house? Yo. Okay. Yeah, yep, that's definitely the Rose's house. And here is probably the most interesting thing that we see. So, I'm just going to come out of the gate and say this. But this is Sophie when she was 19 years old. And she has a job, but she's living in her job at the same time, I guess. Sophie does not look happy here. And there's a bunch of blurred shit. I only assume this is because of spoilers. And we don't worry, we will get back to this. You trust me on that. But I just find it interesting that it's very blurred as of right now. So, yes, this is Sophie. We kind of find out a little more about her past, and I will elaborate on that when we get there, but there we go. It's done. The behind the scenes stuff is done. I really like this Bunny Farm stuff though. Like, Rose's house has always been a thing for at least a long while, and I'm glad we're finally going to be able to see it. Alright, let's carry on then. So, there is a page on Jack Walton that is showing the progress of Walton Files 4, and it's 92% complete, y'all. It's 92% complete. I'm just gonna... is this wrong to do? Screw it, I'm gonna do it anyway. To all the people who told me that, oh, it's never coming out. Bro, I told you so. I told you so. Literally, look at this. All you had to do was be patient. Patience is key at this time. Especially if it's for Walton Files. And Martin is a very busy guy. And like I've said in many other comments, replying to some of the people who have said this to me about, like, having no faith in Walton Files 4 coming out at all, ever. I'm, like, Martin has a life outside of Walton Files, and he does not owe anybody anything, yet he's being very generous with this. Now, granted, this is very nice. The fact that we are getting this content, I've been missing this, you know what I'm saying? But to all the people who genuinely like believe that they think that they need something from Martin in order to be a fan, then you have a very backwards way of thinking, okay? All right? And try to be more optimistic when it comes to expectations of something that you like, all right? I'm old enough to know that creating stuff takes time, all right? Sorry, I don't mean to sound like mean to the people who are impatient of Walton Files, but like all you had to do was wait, man, and look at what we got. You know? I told y'all it was happening this year. I just had that feeling, you know? And you know, it just felt right, you know? But, you know, I still, you know, appreciate every comment that I get. It's just like you know what I mean. Like, it's there's a point where it's like, just if you genuinely like want Martin to apologize for not fucking making anything Walton Files related, even though he did do that on Twitter, even though he didn't have to, but he did anyway. Although it was mainly for the people who like make content off the Walton Files. He was talking about how like it's been dead for so long and that he's sorry and stuff. But I'm like, bro, you don't have to do that. You really, really don't. You don't know. You don't owe anyone anything. It's your life. You get to choose how fast or slow you can take this. I would prefer very slow instead of rushed. Because a rushed product is forever flawed or more prone to flaws, but a delayed product will forever be good. Across the Spider-Verse, for example, all right? And Walton Files 4 is no different, okay? So, patience is key. That's all I'm saying. But, yeah. Here we go. 92%, y'all. I cannot wait. Alright, 3 funny Walton Files facts. Bon the Rabbit was originally called Bon the Dancing Hare by Jack. Ultimately, Felix vouched against that because rabbit sounded friendly. The dancing hare. That sounds way more cooler than rabbit. Although rabbit is cool because Bon, of course, being the movie monster of our main antagonist. Of course. I mean, I don't know. It just sounds kind of cool. During the late 70s, BSI expanded further and research changed. The showstoppers became famous for way different products, such as random merch, plushies, furniture, toys, watches, bed sheets, lanterns, masks, lamps, toilet seats. BSI's most successful product was Showstoppers Comedy Extravaganza, a 1977 animated TV show that ran for 3 seasons and was canceled in the 1979s to make room for a bigger project. It is unknown what was the cause for BSI to milk the Showstopper franchise to that extent. What was the money for? That's interesting. And now we get another bombshell at the bottom here. Sophie lived on the back of a meat store for the better part for 3 years. She managed. So we get an answer as to like why she looks so, you know, disgruntled and non-responsive. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure this is like the prime of her taking her pills. Like when it's in her brain, full effect, it's new inside of her system. She's probably very distant, very cold. Either that or she's been blackmailed into silence by Felix. It could be either or. It could be both at the same time. Maybe the pills are just now starting to affect her because she's 19 in 1979, which is when we saw that. And that's not all the fun facts that we're getting. So we got another 92%. And we got another 3 funny Walton Files facts. Number 1 is good faith caring. I don't know what that means, straight up. I don't know. If anyone knows in the comments, please tell me, because I just don't know on this one. Shaw was originally named Bell or Belly, so that all the names would start with a B and be named the 4 Bs or the B Pack instead of the Showstoppers, which all sounded more adequate. She was actually the last showstopper to be made, and a final addition because back when the Walton Files was a fan game, I needed a character to balance the group more, and a more adequate stage companion to bond than Banny, too similar to Candy and Cindy from good old Five Nights at Candy's. So Shaw was made. So yeah, my 5th favorite showstopper right there. Or my favorite showstopper, not my 5th. That honor would probably have to go to fucking, like, Billy. Probably, I don't know. Billy's probably a good one, though, because he's clown, and I know clowns earn points for a lot of people. And Martin actually elaborates on what he said about Sophie literally yesterday as I'm recording this. This was yesterday, and he already updated it today. Like, I didn't have time, dude. I didn't have time to get on top of it. Like, he just kept pumping the content out. Like, oh my god, it took me so long to get this together, but I'm in it. I'm in it, bro. I'm here and I'm covering it, and that's all that matters. No, she wasn't homeless. It was just cheaper than paying for an actual apartment. So I guess the meat store person was like, hey, I'll cut you a deal. If you work here, I'll let you live here as well. And also you'll earn some money for maybe college. But, like, as we'll see later on in the video, college is very questionable for Sophie because I don't know. Like, now, I'm not talking like when Bunny Farm was happening. I'm talking like in the 1979s. Because, as we'll see very much later in the video, probably like near the end, it's very questionable. I don't know, but dude, just seeing the percentage of this is amazing. 92% complete. It is so close. I can practically taste it. Let's move on, shall we? So this shit was updated. Anthony's site, writinghost.com, you know? So let's go over the stuff that is new. Which is this. Update. Trip to downtown Brighton last month. Spoke to this guy, Jacob. He works at a local storage unit outside of town. He showed me some things regarding my, as I call it, Walton Files investigation trademark, lol. He showed me that one bunker from the forest, now demolished. We did some digging and we found new tapes, finally. It'll take a while to decode them, clean them, and put it all together with my buddy Lucas. But he's the shit, don't worry. It's a lot. We found a locker in a bowling aisle. Owner says they rescued it from the dumpster. The key was for that. We found 4 boxes, each containing multiple reels and tapes from 4 different segments. Let's go, mystery solvers! The Jack Walton mystery continues. Is that his name? I don't watch the tapes, I just post them online. I'm a busy man, okay? Question mark, equal sign, question mark, question mark, question mark. Edit. Jack Walton. So sorry. Edit 2. Jack Walton. Edit. Fuck. Bro got it right the first time, but then corrected himself. Bro literally gaslit himself. But this is a great way to get Anthony back into the Walton Files canon. This is probably the most hilarious thing in the world because he does not give a shit about the Walton Files investigation. He's like, oh, I just post them. I don't really care. Like, oh my god, Anthony, you're a real card, you know that? That is genuinely hilarious to me that he's just, oh, I don't watch them. I post them though. It's like is that his name? Like, oh my god, like It's kind of cringe, I won't even lie. Let's go to the other pages, shall we? Because there's more. There is something here that I have not been able to find, but I have a screenshot of it pulled up. So thanks to Walton News again. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been able to fucking find this shit. I don't know how to find this thing in question. But let's just get on to find. So this is an update to How Could I Talk with a Ghost thing. And it's basically, you can read it and pause if you want to. There's a ghost talking to this dude named Jonathan. But there is an update to this shit. Extracts from John's diary, supposedly communicating with his dead wife as seen in the images. A new discovery has been found. Extract from a Jonathan's diary, decoded, that reads as follows. At last, the ability to maintain itself. Not sure how or why. I visited it 2 days ago and I could hear breathing, but she was dead. That was for sure. So, I guess maybe Jonathan himself visited the grave of his dead wife. And he could hear her breathing. And the ability to maintain itself, I guess it's like the connection between like the spiritual astral plane, I guess, and the living. So that's kind of what I'm getting from this. So it's interesting how this ties back into Walton Files, because as you know, there is a lot of people that died. And I'm talking like a lot of people. Too many to count, and there will be more that have died. But yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory stuff. It's basically just people can interact with the physical world, and this part of it is all that's updated. But this is what I'm about to click on was the thing that I couldn't find on this website. Or when I tried to find it myself, it gave me a 404 error. So I pulled it from one of the Walton News screenshots. I'm sorry, dude. I tried to find it, but I couldn't. So I just. Oh, wait, before we get to that though, this is the poker thing. And before, there was a text here that said, oops. I'm not going to show that because it's just a simple oops text. But I am going to show you what happens when we brighten this image. Because, as with every Scott Cawthon FNAF teaser, there is something when we brighten it. Yay! Ketchup! Lots and lots of ketchup. And this ties back to the question on Anthony's website, can you play poker with a ghost? And the fact that oops was here, on top of this shit, that like the fact that there's so much blood here. There's this poker table is a very interesting place. And Anthony clearly has no idea that his page is being haunted, which, if that is real, if the fact that his page is being haunted in real time and he doesn't even check his own website, oh my god, it's funny. It's really funny. Anyways, yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Oops, and then we have fucking blood splatter everywhere. Don't know why. I don't think we'll know for a while, but it's just something to note. And here is the real kicker. Something that is very interesting. Alright, so let me just get into it. Have you ever seen Chucky? Fun fact, it's inspired on a real-life myth about the Jasmine doll. Note, none of these events confirmed it's true. May delete page if proven fake. 1912. A Peruvian family calls local priest from small defunct town Liviana. Daughter Jasmine died under tragic circumstances at the age of 2. Yeesh. I haven't actually read all of this yet, so I'm kind of going into this blind. Trigger warning, Jasmine is crushed. Oh, Jesus. after a piece of furniture falls on top of her while sleeping. Oh my god. Woo. That is a horrible way to go out, man. The parents devastated make a doll as homage. They dress her with the very clothes she wore during that incident. Bad taste, I know. It's not until 2 years later have passed that the Jasmine doll begins moving around. But that was just the beginning. Anthony, you can't... I mean, I appreciate the trigger warning. Saying bad taste, I know. Yeah, this is... Let the adults talk, please, alright? It is 2 months later that Gustavo Heredia is called for the first time. Parents shocked, the doll would produce tears. Who is Gustavo? Sussy Gussie has been called for what? The discovery was made when Jorge, the father, would remove the doll's arm to switch it with a new one, since the tears were falling down the doll's eyes for an entire day. The priest takes it to his church, believes this could very well be the act of witchcraft. He was mistaken. After the doll sat motionless for 3 months, the priest decided to do another attempt at removing the arm. This time the doll moved and bled, shaking rapidly, attempting to get away, only to stop shortly after. The doll stayed locked away for years, until, out of nowhere, a word came out of its wooden shell. Mama. It was clearer now. Somehow, someway, the doll was Jasmine. Possession in media, mostly horror, is currently depicting as the soul transferring itself into a new vessel. However, the numerous theories that originated from this case have a different way to look at it. As the soul chooses its vessel, it becomes its body. However, the longer it spends inside of it, the more it becomes its actual body. Jasmine's body was the doll. The wood was her skin. The wooden arm was her real arm. It can cause it pain. It can feel everything it touches. This has been named among us ghost fans as post-extensive object possession. Cheesy? So, we finally get a payoff to him saying post-extensive object possession on his own website. Because, as you know, and like I said before, a lot of people have died in this series. And if we are to believe Anthony's theory about when you transfer your soul into a body, into a not human body, and the longer it spends inside of it, the more it becomes its actual body, that makes the fates of every single person that has died so much worse. I cannot even imagine how Ed and Molly must feel. The fact that they could possibly feel everything. Like, think, as soon as Ed and Molly got transferred into Rocket, could feel all of Rocket's pain. Being abandoned, being left there. Imagine it crying. Like, oh my god. Like, the fact that that's possible now, like, it could be true, you know? Like, Anthony's theory here is foreshadowing an event in a future installment where Rocket is, as Ed and Molly, gets probably fucked up by something. Or any other of the people who died. Susan, Rosemary, Jack, Charles. They have spent an insane amount of time inside of the animatronics. And if we're led to believe that Jack is Bond, especially, he probably feels the most pain out of any of them. And to also possibly be controlled by a force that you can't control, it must hurt for Felix to control him as Bond. Bond. Like, imagine not having control of your own body and how much it would hurt to just move around. Like, that is freaky. That is freaky. Like, the fact that these dead people aren't actually dead at all. And I don't think they even chose to not be dead. I don't think they can go to the afterlife. No one can. And as this website has told us many times, Bond is still here. And again, I am a firm believer that Jack is Bond. It makes everything just, it's like, wow, we had no idea what the severity of this was before. And Felix, buddy has committed crimes that I can't even with him. The amount of times that I've said that about Felix is astronomical, and I really thought it couldn't get much worse if we're led to believe that this theory is true. But oh my god, he did this. He has made everyone suffer for ages. And I just, wow. Like that, this is probably the most interesting thing. Like, that is kind of vague, but still, like, kind of answers some questions, too. Again, if we are led to believe that this theory is true. But, I don't know. Anthony can be reliable sometimes, so I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure, but for now, I'm going to believe that Anthony's theory is true. And I could not hate Felix more if I tried. Like, I'm not even surprised anymore. I'm really not. Speaking of which, here's a new teaser of our boys. And Jack's name has been crossed out. Felix is very adamant on leaving every little past thing that he's ever done behind. His murders, the people he's wronged, the lives he's ruined, just to keep his reputation as BSI's, CEO. There has to be more to this. Did he just get caught in a web of lies? Has his childhood been really, really fucked up? Did he ever have a father that really, really hated Felix? How was he raised, Like, this picture really just makes me think. We have seen this picture before. It's the Walton Files 1, picture. Except in that one, Jack is a welcome addition. Like, it's a part of the family. Like, he is there. His eyes aren't crossed out. And he's not, it's as if he's being erased. He wasn't erased in Walton Files 1. And he's certainly not going to be erased in future installments as well. It's just, he had a drunken accident. That's one thing. The murders that he probably has done to every BSI worker is just something else, too. I mean, Ed and Molly was the blueprint. And I can't wait to see how his arc unfolds. I cannot wait to see how much of a true shitbag this motherfucker is going to be. Look at that smug-ass face. He really thinks he's all that. He really does. He really thinks that his actions won't have consequences. But I have a feeling that his reign of terror is not going to be for long. Because BSI closes in 1982 or so. Felix might still be alive in the current timeline. And we've only been up to 1982 in the timeline so far, which is Bunny Farm. We're just getting a lot of the in-between parts, as of right now. So this is very interesting. Amazing artwork by Martin. The amount of art that he's produced alone this past week for Walton Files 4 and just the whole series in general has been amazing. I really want this as a poster in my room because this is genuinely a sick piece of artwork and I love it so much. I'm probably gonna print that shit out whenever I'm done with this. Oh man. God, I love Martin's style. Holy shit, it's a good art style. So here we are with Jack Walton again, and he's smiling. once again, and this is on May 10th, 1974, so like a month and a day before he went missing, I think that's right. So he's on the cover of a magazine, so this is interesting. Entertainment for the future. Local business owner of the evolution of technology and mascot entertainers. Detroit Warriors beat Brighton Bunnies 4-1. Final result. Promoted to finals. Detroit Warriors versus Mandela Meerkats. So the Detroit Warriors versus the Mandela Meerkats is an Easter egg from Mandela catalog, because that was a reference in one of the installments of Mandela catalog. I forget which one. And Martin made it a little Easter egg in this magazine cover of Jack Walton. So it's like mutual respect between Alex Kister and Martin Walls. And I think that's pretty freaking cool, man. I always love the mutual respect between content creators who, you know, do the same thing, analog horror. Especially this. Like, I feel like, you know, Martin, Baddington, Alex Kister. I mean, everyone. I feel like, you know, it's all connected. I feel like it's a good community. I mean, this community has had its rocky moments for sure, but then again, this community is a better place now. I'd like to think, because there hasn't been a lot of drama in a while, so that's good. Michigan charity fundraiser spring season, bingo night, local basketball tournament, band battles. Join us for the Joshua's Right campus May 30th. So this is kind of self-explanatory again. The future smiles at you, and it's one of Jack's signature smiles, you know. And now that I look at it, it looks kind of eerily similar to Rosemary's black and white painting, which is, if this is like the image that Rose took, like painted of Jack from this image, I can really see it, because it really looks similar to me. I don't know. It's really creepy though. God, Jack is just so creepy. And here is our last point of the video. Jeez, I've almost been talking for an hour. So Martin posted this on the last two images and this one have all been teasers posted by Martin, and this is the last one that he's going to be doing for a while, and this is huge. So he has called this Meet Sophie era. So this was Sophie when she was 19 years old, and she is very run down, you know. She doesn't have clean clothes. She's very distant. She has a resting bitch face. I mean, if I were her, I would be miserable. I mean, it's said that she managed, but managing isn't always the best thing sometimes. Like, it really looks like she hasn't been happy in a long time. And I really hope we get to see, like, an origin story of how Jenny may walk into, you know, the meat store. Maybe prick her up a little bit, you know. We'll get to see the spark that Jenny brings into Sophie's life. And, you know, Jenny and Sophie content, I can't get enough of. All the fan art that you guys put out of Walton Files is absolutely amazing of them. And I've done a couple myself as well. We love Jenny and Sophie all. And if we're getting an origin story, because this is very clearly BJ before Jenny. Sorry, that was a very bad joke. You know what I mean. This is a very bad time in Sophie's life, clearly. She's wearing very raggedy clothes, you know, and she's feeding a dog. Sees no joy in it. You know, she doesn't see joy in anything. And this is also another piece where I'm like, dang, I kind of want to print this out as a sticker. 'cause like this is like a really amazing piece of artwork by Martin. Like he really like he fed us like this past week. It's like especially this past week, and the fact that this is what he ended it on is really great, and it gives a lot of like intrigue towards Sophie as a character. Like she is very not happy. Like the look on her face on every single picture that we've seen of this specific Sophie, this specific point in her life, there is not a single smile on her face, when that was a defining trait in her family, which just adds a whole nother level of heartbreak. It's like, it really, really, really sucks. Like, she clearly doesn't have any other clothes. She can't really afford any other clothes. Because, you know, I just can tell she hates living like this, man. It really sucks to see it, but it's also very, very intriguing. I love it. I love it so much, and I really cannot wait to see what Sophie as a character holds for for the rest of the series, because I know Jenny and Sophie travel out to visit K9 in that one poster. Y'all know which one. So she's gonna break out of the shell that she has unfortunately been forced into by Felix, and she is gonna finally figure out what the hell is going on. And that there's gonna be an emotional scene. If Felix is still alive, I now more than ever do I want that scene where Sophie's like, you killed them all, and you took everything from me. You left me to rot in that fucking store for years. And it's so interesting. Like, man, this is like my last point here, because I have nothing else to show you guys. This is a very long video so far, so I feel like this is a good way to end it. It's just, like I've said in previous videos, I really, really wonder, is Chris going to be here with Sophie and Jenny? Or is he going to be loyal to Felix? I don't know. Because Chris has been seen loading up animatronics into the K9 storage facility truck in Walton Files 2. And, like, Felix was there. Like, he saw Chris do that. It's just, I don't know who is going to be on whose side. Like, I'm very scared for Sophie and Jenny. Especially for Jenny. Sophie's probably, like, the most, probably the most likely to die. Because, again, I believe that Jack is Bond. And if Jack and Felix killed Rose, Jack and Felix are probably going to try and kill Sophie. There's not enough information. Like I've said many times before, we just don't know right now. But this is really amazing. What Martin has been doing for the Walton Files community, he has gone really above and beyond to feed us, the starving Walton Files fans, and feed the content creators too. Like, people like me who make these videos and get the information out there on YouTube. You know, people like Walton News, you know, WaltonFilesArchive.com. Like, people like us, you know? And I'm very grateful for that, and I cannot thank Martin Walls enough. Like, he really, really came through for the community on this one, and I am very happy about that. And the fact that we even got that 92%, like, indicating that's how much is done right now for Walton Files 4, we were very lucky to even have that. And I don't know. Thank you, Martin Walls, for just everything that you've been putting out for us. I absolutely cannot wait for Walton Files 4, though. It is so close. It is right there. You guys feel it. It's literally in our grasp. It it is going to be in our hands, man. Oh, I'm so hyped for it. I like, Martin has been hyping us up, man. And this video is almost an hour long. But I will stop it before it gets to that point. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Wow, just so much content and so much to keep track of, you know. Thank you again, everyone who was involved with Martin and like just the Walton Files in general. Thank you to all the voice actors who make Walton Files possible. And the community too for watching my videos. And you guys are the people who get me out of this rut, you know. I haven't been myself the past few days, you know. I've been on vacation, but it reminded me a lot about my past and stuff. Because last time I went to this specific place was in 2018. I mean, I'm pretty sure I already said it in a previous Spookies video, but I went to Michigan recently. But I haven't been there since 2018, and I don't know. It just kind of reminded me of the person that I was before. I was a kid, you know. We're all kids. Kids make mistakes. I've made my fair share of mistakes. But, you know I'm a good person now. That's not really my concern. It's just hard to deal with, you know. Sometimes. I'm not going to get too personal because then I'm going to be diving into family stuff, and I don't really want to do that. Especially during the conclusion of a Walton Files video that I feel like I did a pretty good job on. So, thank you guys so much for watching. There's another thing that I haven't covered, but I haven't been able to get to it. A commenter of mine told me that if I waited on Jack Walton's site, a very creepy tone plays. Like, it's like 4 minutes or something you have to wait there. It was when it was like the main site was all like red and stuff, and Jack and Rose were there. I guess if you waited for a certain period of time, a play button would appear and play a creepy thing or something. I don't know. I haven't been told what it was. I just know a commenter of mine mentioned it. So, yeah. I hope there's a recording of that somewhere because I would really like to listen to that. But, alright. I'm going to end this video here. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the reason why I do this. And yeah. Subscribe if you want. I'm not going to force you. Thank you for enjoying my content. And if you're here at the end of the video, you guys are my champs. You guys are the best that I've ever had. All right. Thank you again so much, viewers, for watching. Peace.